Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic. So it's been 1 year since I did the video where it was announced that we were getting a Babylon 5 reboot in 2023. So J. Michael Straczynski came out and said that he was going to do a Babylon 5 reboot and it was going to air on the CW. So in that video, I kind of gave my background with the show and what it meant to me and how I watched it when it originally aired and how it was one of my favorite science fiction shows. Not only that, I kind of aired out all my grievances, fears I might have with this reboot, because a lot of things get rebooted now and there's a lot of things getting rehashed and not for the better. But this gave me a lot of hope because JMS was heavily involved and it just wasn't some random group of donkeys that was going to do this reboot. It was JMS himself. However, since I made that video, some things have happened. And one of them is CW went up for sale. And that was the network that this reboot was supposed to air on. CW went up for sale because CW for a long time hasn't been doing very well. They've been making all these expensive superhero shows that nobody's watching. And you can only do that for so long, and then you start to run out of money. Well, apparently, I guess they have. I don't know all the details of why it was up for sale, if it had to do with all those bad superhero shows, but I know they've had some bad ones. Batgirl was really terrible. The Flash started out strong, then went downhill. So I don't know how many hardcore fans are still on board with a lot of those shows. So it went up for sale and it was looking for someone to buy it out. So while all this was going on, everything was thrown up in the flux. Batgirl was canceled. The Flash, I think, is going into its final season. I think Arrow is over. I'm not sure. But a lot of stuff that was going to be going on with the CW was now up in the air. This Babylon 5 reboot was one of the things that was up in the air. So last month, JMS tweeted this out. Hashtag B5 on CW in 23. Where are we? The message has been received. I am supremely thankful to everyone who stepped up and let our voice be heard. What happens now? We wait for the future to reveal itself. Thank you all once again, JMS. So we actually got this hashtag B5 on CW in 23 trending on Twitter. He got all the B5 fans behind it. They all retweeted this, all used the hashtag, and it got the attention of Warner Brothers Media and the new owners. Or at this point, I think it was still up in the air. The deal was still going through with the Nexstar Media Group. They were the ones that was going to be buying the CW. So everything was up in the air, but apparently this was enough to get their attention that there is a strong interest in a Babylon 5 reboot series. And then recently, he tweeted this out. We ain't dead yet. There are still a lot of discussions going on behind the scenes, and no decision has yet been made about hashtag B5 on CW in 23. As we await that decision, fans eager to see new Babylon 5 series should continue to voice their support to hashtag Nexstar Media Group and Warner Brothers Television. So there are talks going on in there. It's not dead in the water, but it's not a go either. So it could go either way right now. So, even though I kind of voiced some of my fears about this series and stuff in that first video I did of it, since I made that video, the more I think about it, the more I've gotten excited about this series. And a lot of it, honestly, is following J. Michael Straczynski on Twitter and him kind of rallying up the fans to get in behind this series. So you're kind of getting swept up in a movement. And now that it seems like it might not happen, I kind of want it more now. So I'm really, really curious to see where this is going to go. And I hope they get their way and we get to see a new Babylon 5 reboot. It is still strange to me that it would be on the CW and not something that would go on HBO Max. But I don't know. Not only that, there is a second Babylon 5 project that is completely done and in the can, apparently. And this project involves all the remaining cast members from the original series. So that's really interesting. But what it is, we don't know. We don't know if it's a video game. We don't know if it's going to be an audiobook or a made-for-TV movie or an animated movie. We don't know any of that. Because JMS tweeted this out. The agonizing part is that even though it's finished, the project won't debut until a big presentation at next year's San Diego Comic-Con, after which it will be made available. So whatever this project is that is done and in the can won't be revealed until next year at the Comic-Con, and then it will be made available. So this is the second Babylon 5 project that we are going to get. This is done and we are going to get this thing. However, the reboot is still up in the air. So interesting turn of events with this Babylon 5 reboot. And, you know, if Nexstar or whoever's controlling CW, if they want to try to pull CW, they got to do something with it. They got to throw some kind of content on there that's worth people coming to watch this station for. And if they're not going to have it on the CW, I don't know why Warner Brothers doesn't bring it over to HBO Max, since they're trying to get that on the go and launch that, and they're looking for content for that. It seems kind of odd that they would split things up that way. But who knows how the licensing rights of these things work. Who knows? But this is a series that I am getting more and more excited for. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with this reboot. And from what I've seen on Twitter, it's not just going to be a rehash of the same storyline from the original series. Because somebody asked JMS, well, they said, well, what's the point to do a reboot and just redo the same story again? We already know what happened in the original series. What's the point of this reboot? We know what happens between the Vorlons and the Shadows. And JMS replied, said, well, I'm doing a new story. It's not going to be just the exact same story again. This is going to be a new story with this Babylon 5 reboot. So you won't be able to guess what's going to happen. So I thought that was really interesting, and that really piqued my interest to see where are they going to take this and how is it going to go. So really interesting turn of events for this series. And hopefully, you know, things go smoothly and the talks work out and we get some news that this is going to go full on into production soon. Because there's been so many Babylon 5 projects that I've heard about over the years that started up and didn't go anywhere. I remember there was going to be a feature film that didn't go anywhere, and I remember being all excited for that. And then I remember there was actually going to be almost like I might be confusing this, it might actually be the same project, but I heard they were going to do a big budget film, bring back the original cast. Then I heard they were going to do a big budget film, but it was going to be like a reboot, and they were going to recast everyone with big name actors and stuff. But I think that's actually the same thing. That's what killed the movie that they were going to make in the first place, because they were going to bring back the original cast. Then the studio started getting involved and said, well, you know, no one knows who these actors are. Why don't we recast them with big name stars? And then JMS said, well, no, I'm not doing that, and pulled the plug, and that's what killed that. So hopefully this isn't one of those just projects that just doesn't work out and we don't get it, because he's been talking about doing something with Babylon 5 for a long time. So curious to see where this goes. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.